Accountancy. So this is a lesson 3, our introduction to accounting. Okay, so I will be introducing you to the wonderful world of accountancy. Okay, so this is our very first lesson, and this starts your journey on becoming an accountant. Okay, so today I will be introducing you accounting. So we will have the definition of accounting, and then we will also be explaining here the nature and function of accounting and just a bit history of accounting, just for you to understand where it came from. Okay, so I hope that you will be able to understand the lessons, the topics that we will be discussing today. Okay, so first of all, allow me to uh, discuss with you the definition, the very definition of accounting. Okay, so according to Accounting Standards Council, accounting is a service activity. Its function is to provide quantitative information, primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decisions and in making reasoned choices among alternative courses of action. The definition of accounting for you might be too deep for you to understand it in one reading. So allow me to discuss it to you one by one. Okay, isa-isahin natin yung definition ng accounting. First, accounting is a service activity. And when we say service activity, as accountants, tayo po ay nagbibigay ng service sa ating mga kliyente. If a lawyer or an attorney is giving legal services, and a doctor is available for consultation for medical, or he gives medical services, then an accountant provides accounting services. But syempre, on a professional perspective, we are giving accounting services for a fee. Okay, so accounting is regarded as a service activity in a sense that we give service, we provide service, and the kind of service that we provide our clients is accounting service. Okay, so that's the meaning that we regard accounting as a service activity. Now, talking about the function of accounting, the function of accounting is to provide quantitative information, which is primarily financial in nature. Now, remember that we have two kinds of information. We have qualitative and quantitative. So when we say qualitative, it does not talk about numbers, right? So it just describes something, it just discusses something. These are paragraphs of words. However, when we are talking about quantitative information, we are talking about numbers. However, in accounting, we are not just talking about numbers. What we are talking about in accounting is information that is financial in nature. Okay, so the nature and the function of accounting is being mixed in this specific sentence. Remember that what we do in accounting is about how much. Okay, we're talking about how much, and that how much is being represented by the word quantitative and financial. Take a look at the item or the picture that is here beside me. That is what you call an income statement. So you can see their revenues and expenses and the net income. So let me give you first a quick overview of that. Revenues are items that the company earns. How much does the company earn? Magkano yung kinikita ng company? And then expenses are the amounts that are being sacrificed by a company in order for them to do business operations. In simple Tagalog, yung mga pinagkakagastusan ng isang company like rent, or salaries ng empleyado, or syempre they also pay for electric bills and for water, di ba? And internet. So those are utility bills. So they also pay for those expenses. Okay, now in accounting, we match revenues versus expenses in order for us to know kung kumita ba tayo or nalugi. Now, paano pumapasok ngayon yung sinasabi nating quantitative information at financial information? In accounting, pwede kasing sabihin ng may-ari ng business na, naku, lugi ako last month eh. But putting it on a deeper perspective, lagyan natin kung magkano. Let's say for example, sabi ng owner ng business, naku, lugi ako last month, pero mga 200 pesos lang naman. the impact might not be too deep. Oo, lugi, but the impact might not be too deep. However, if the owner of the company says, naku, lugi nga ako last month, 100,000. Nung nilalagyan na natin siya ng numbers, nung nilalagay na natin kung magkano, the information became more understandable because nilagyan natin ng how much. And that quantifiable information is financial in nature. And because of that, we are able to understand what happens inside the company. Okay? So, doon pumapasok yung sinasabi nating quantitative information. Doon pumapasok yung sinasabi nating financial information. So, remember that equation that I've told you earlier. Revenue minus expenses will give you net income. But if the expenses of a company is greater than what they earn, then what is what you call net loss? Lugi. Okay, so let's continue. Accounting is about economic entities. We're talking about businesses. However, always remember that accounting or the art of doing accounting is not only limited to businesses. We are also dealing, or accounting can also be used in non-profit entities like churches or foundations kasi kailangan din naman nila ng record keeping, and that method of record keeping can be provided by the science, by the art of accounting. Okay, and then accounting is intended to be useful in making economic decisions. Remember what I've told you earlier in my example is that the owner of the business knew that last month the business suffered a loss. Lugi. Now, because accounting was able to give the owner of the business that information, the owner of the business will now be able to make decisions for the company. Naku, lugi tayo last month. Ano yung dapat natin gawin this month? O di kaya, uy, kumita tayo ng malaki last month. Ano yung dapat natin gawin para dire-diretso every month kumikita tayo? Because of the information that accounting provides, the owners or the managers of a company is able to make economic decisions. And also, not decisions, they can also choose from alternative courses of action. Pag ito ang ginawa ko, anong mangyayari? Pag ito ang ginawa ko, anong mangyayari? And then the owner of the business, through the use of those financial information, they will be able to make proper decisions and choose from the alternative courses of action that are available. So, you need to memorize that definition. Okay, again, accounting is a service activity. Its function is to provide quantitative information, primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decisions and in making reasoned choices among alternative courses of action. Okay, so that's the very definition of accounting according to Accounting Standards Council. So I'm leaving it to you. We also have other definitions of accounting as provided by the American Accounting Association and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Let's now move on to the nature of accounting. The nature of accounting tells us that number one, accounting is an art because it is a designed process that will give us an output in the end. Because it is a design process, accounting is regarded as an art by nature. Also, what I've told you earlier is that it is financial in nature because we are talking about how much. And remember, number three, that the nature of accounting is it is a process. We do a step-by-step procedures until we get to the end, which is financial reports or financial statements. And because of the vast amounts of data and information that is available in accounting, because it is a record keeping methodology, then accounting is also regarded as an information system. Now let's move on to the function of accounting. Now, I've told you earlier in the discussion of the definition of accounting that the main function of accounting is to provide quantitative information that is financial in nature, and saan yun gagamitin ng owners or managers ng company in order for them to make decisions. Now, here are other functions of accounting. Number one, the maintenance of systematic records. We need record keeping methodologies. We need to keep those records, and accounting is a very helpful tool. Okay? And then, financial results of an entity can be communicated. Because of accounting, it can give the owners or the managers of a company what happened in the operations. Like my example kanina, naku, because of accounting, nalaman nung owner na naku, lugi pala siya last month. Okay? And because nagamit natin yung accounting information, nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na communication. The financial information has been communicated well to the owner of the company. And because we use accounting as a communication tool, then we can regard accounting as the language of business. Always remember that. Accounting is the language of business because it serves as a communication tool for the owners or the managers of a company to understand the operations of the entity better in financial terms. Also, we can also use accounting in meeting legal requirements. So, taxation authorities and the Securities of Exchange Commission also needs financial information. So, for us to be able to meet those requirements, statutory requirements, then we can also use the art of accounting. And then we can also protect the assets or the resources of a business. The assets of the resources of a business can be protected because we have a proper record keeping methodology that can keep track of our resources. And lastly, it can provide assistance to the management because it gives information about the operations of an entity. Okay, so those are the functions of accounting. Now let's move on to the last part, which is a quick overview of the history of accounting. We will not be digging too deep into the historical information of accounting, but at least let's have an appreciation of where it came from. Okay, so accounting can be traced into ancient civilization, yung mga Egyptian tablets, mga hieroglyphics, mga record keeping natin in ancient civilizations gives us evidences of the early use of accounting. Okay, so accounting dates back to more than 7,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. And also, other early accounting records were found in the ruins of ancient Babylon, Assyria, and Sumeria. What might be the reason? When there is a civilization, there is a big chance that there is trade, there is commerce, there are merchants, and those merchants need record keeping. And the art of record keeping in itself, it's accounting already. Okay? So kaya merong chance na talagang may detailed records noon pa man. It's because there's business noon pa man. Okay? In the Roman Empire, they had access to detailed financial information as evidenced by the deeds of the Divine Augustus. So it's a big tablet as well, and as what you can see beside me. Okay? And then records of cash, commodities, and transactions were kept by the military personnel of the Roman army. Now let's go to Asia. The merchants during the Goryeo Dynasty of Korea kept track of their businesses and trades through record-keeping methodologies. Okay, actually there are some more country examples or some more civilizations or dynasties that used record-keeping. Like in China, China has a very broad history of their dynasty. So I think there are also record-keeping methodologies that they used during that time. Now, I want you to meet Luca Bartolomeo de Pacioli. Luca Pacioli. He is the father of accounting. Now, Ano meron? Sino siya? Okay, so he is an Italian mathematician and a Franciscan friar who published in 1494 the book Summary of Arithmetic, Geometry, Proportions, and Proportionality. And that is actually a mathematics book, but meron doon na chapter na pang-business. And sabi dun sa chapter na yun na pang-business or the details of calculation and recording, it describes the accounting methods na ginagamit ng mga Northern Italian merchants. Okay? So, anong kasama doon? The double entry bookkeeping system. So, just to give you an idea, we will be discussing this in the succeeding lessons. The double entry bookkeeping system is, ang sabi doon, in every business transaction, dalawa ang apektado. Two accounts are always affected, the left side and the right side. I don't want to call it debit and credit muna kasi mabigla kayo. But it's like that, no? In every transaction, there are two accounts that are being affected. Okay? So parang pag bumili ka ng office supplies, hindi lang naman office supplies ang affected, pati cash ng company affected kasi nagkaroon ka ng office supplies pero may lumabas na pera galing sa company kasi binayaran nila yon para makabili ng office supplies. That's how the double entry bookkeeping works. Okay? So, the evidence of the usage of a double entry bookkeeping system has been in the book of Luca Pacioli. Okay? Nandyan din po yung mga methods na ginagamit until today like the preparation of trial balance and balance sheet. Okay, so yun. So, dyan po nagumpisa lahat kay Luca Pacioli. Okay, so I hope that you understand our lesson today. Our next lesson would be the branches of accounting. So, we'll be talking about the different branches of accounting and the functions of those branches like financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, and other branches of accounting. Thank you for listening very well and see you in the next video. I am Kevin Troy Chua. This is Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH. See you in the next lesson and bye-bye.